forensic serology. Now the word serology is derived from the word serum, which means a pale yellow liquid contained in the blood. As such, serology section deals with the examination of blood and also other body fluids of human origin. And the body fluids include semen, saliva, sweat, urine, fecal matter, vaginal secretions, etc. Body organs like tissues, teeth, bones are also examined, and the section also undertakes the examination of blood and body tissues of animal origin also whenever the wildlife crimes are involved. In such cases, these items are also referred. Now, if we try to see the kind of physical evidences that are normally encountered and are sent to the lab include blood, semen, saliva, urine, fecal matter, tissue, skin, bone, teeth, etc. And if you see the type of analytical information that can be elicited from the blood may include whether the stains are blood in the first place. If they are blood, what is the origin, that is whether they are human or animal, and probably the possibility of grouping these stains. Now, when it comes to semen, mostly these are encountered in sexual assault and molestation, and the exhibits include mainly the stained cloths and then the urethral swabs and other kind of vaginal swabs, which are probably collected from the doctor at the time of examination of the victim. They will be sent, and the doctor will also be advised to collect the pubic hair and then the nail clippings and of course the liquid semen from the accused. And the probable question that can be put in such cases will be whether the semen is present or not, and detection of spermatozoa or otherwise, and of course if the person is secretor, then whether the secretor status can be established. And similar will be the questionnaire with regard to saliva, whether saliva is present, if it is present, what's its origin, and of course what's its group. And for urine also similar type of detection, origin and grouping can be asked. And in case of tissues, whether they are human origin and blood group can also be asked. And bone, teeth, similar will be the question pattern. And the precautions while collecting these evidences is equally important. As an investigating officer, they are also supposed to know these procedures. And in case of blood stained cloths, it is to be dried properly in shade and pack each blood stained garment separately and accordingly label them, because packing in dry moisture resistant paper parcel and not in polythene will help in arresting the growth of the microorganisms. And the weapons which are impregnated with blood and the furniture, fixtures, boulders, flooring or any other immovable articles, then we need to adopt the collection methods, and they can be swabbing methods or scraping method. In case a stain is thick, scrape the stained area using any sharp weapon, can be a knife or it can be a blade, onto a clean dry paper packet. And alternatively, the swab of the area using sterile gauze cloth, wetted of course with or rather moistened with normal saline. And each stain should be collected using separate gauze cloth, because we are not very sure whether these stains belong to a single person. So for that purpose, each stained area should be collected separately and it should be labeled as a separate item. Now, air drying them before they are packed is also equally important. And whenever the substratum is large and whenever these collection methods are adopted, it is common that unused gauze cloth as a control should also be sent. Now, same is the procedure for soil impregnated blood also. Superficial blood stained soil should be collected and packed in a paper parcel, and adjacent unstained soil will serve as the control for this purpose. And at times liquid blood, especially in disputed paternity and other cases, of switching over the babies. It is the liquid blood that is collected by the medical doctor. So to be collected, they need to be collected using sterile gauze cloth and wetted in normal saline. Unused gauze cloth should be sent as control, or the liquid samples can be well preserved in EDTA and they can be sent across. Now with regard to the semen, it can be in the form of a stained cloth, it can be in the form of swabs, vaginal swabs, or they can be from immobile articles, or they may be found on the pubic hair and nail clippings, and liquid fluid form also they can be there. Now if it is a stained cloth, it need to be air dried and packed in dry paper parcels. And one more precaution while sending the stained semen cloths is to avoid folding, especially in the stained area, to avoid the splitting of the spermatozoa. The reason is that once the tail portion of the spermatozoa is missing, or it gets cut in the process of folding, the identification of the spermatozoa becomes little difficult. Then the vaginal swabs again need to be air dried before they are packed, and to collect the stains on the mobile articles, a sterile gauze cloth wetted with normal saline can be used, and after this has been done, it need to be air dried before they are packed and then transmitted to the laboratory. And pubic hair, in case if you suspect there is some stain, again they need to be air dried and properly placed in paper covers or paper parcels. And the liquid semen, it is always advisable that even if it is in the liquid form, because it will not long last, the best procedure would be to take that on a gauze cloth, make it a stain form, and then air dried and send it across. Similar is the case with saliva. At times liquid saliva may be available, or it can be in the form of gags, or maybe the cigarette butts, BD butts, which are left by the accused in the scene of offence. So whatever may be the form of saliva, it is mandatory that they should be dried properly under shade, and a preferred item of packing would be the paper parcel. Now tissues can be there in the scene of offence, or it can be in the form of a bone or teeth. Now they need to be collected properly, and the proper preservative need to be used. Normally the saturated sodium chloride is the preservative, and other tissues, dry tissues, should be packed in paper parcels and they should be sent to the laboratory for the purpose of analysis.